by the same or different deeds at the same or different times with equal or unequal shares of ownership. All owners have equal rights of use and possession. This is the key point, and I gave you a highlight below this paragraph, and this is where it is defined. The owner of an estate or tenancy in common interest may sell their interest during their own lifetime without the consent of others, without affecting any other owner's rights. The key to it is this, and I gave you the highlight on line 23. A tenancy in common owner may leave their interest in a will. If the owner dies without a will, that term is intestate. After a probate process, the interest will descend to the owner's heirs. What does that mean? Well, let's take a property owner who has an estate in severalty in an apartment complex that he owns by himself. And Curly owns the property all by himself. He has an estate in severalty. Now, two investors come along and say to Curly, you know, you got a nice property. We'd really like to invest along with you, but we're going to negotiate. So Curly, Mo, and Larry negotiate. So again, Curly had 100% in severalty, right? And that was Curly's estate in severalty, right?
Yeah.
Now, Mo and Larry approach Curly, and Curly wants to keep 60% interest because he does not want to lose control, right? So Curly will sell off rights to Mo and Larry, which he may perfectly do. So let's change Curly's interest from 100% to 55%, right? And now that's Curly's interest. Now Mo we'll say, for our purposes, have a 30% interest, and Larry will have a 15% interest, right? Now, each one has separate interests, and by the way, if you notice, they took title at different times, right? Curly had the estate in severalty. Mo came in at one time, Larry came in at another time. That's fine and dandy, no problems in common, correct? Now, any party can sell their interest without the permission of the other, right? If Shep came along, Shep can buy Larry's 15%, right? It's not a problem. But this is the most important issue with an estate or tenancy in common. And this is your highlighted area. Curly, Mo, and now Shep each have their own percentages, and frankly, they want to make sure that their interest will descend to their heirs, not to the other common owners, right? So now, Curly is married, he has a wife and kids. Mo might have granddaughters like me that he'd like to leave his rights to. Shep might have his own circumstances. So this is the one estate that allows, and this is a highly important term, inheritability. What that means, the term inheritability means either Curly, Mo, or Larry can not only sell their rights, but can designate in their wills, their list wills and testament, as to how their individual property rights will be disposed of, and no one has to ask permission of others to do so. This is the only estate that you will be speaking about today, where parties can leave their properties to their designated heirs through a term called inheritability. So let's make this the tenancy in common. I'll give you a nice chart.